Welcome back to another episode of the Mustang Blueprint. We are in our entrepreneurship section, and here today I am here with
Landon Cruz.
as one of my co-hosts here, and then our guest is Fermin. Can you say your full name for us?
Yeah, my full name is Facundo Fermin Wingerter. But you can say me Fermin.
Fermin.
It's pretty long.
Very cool, very cool. So first off, obviously you're here for entrepreneurship. You're also on the wheelchair basketball team. We're going to get into later how many side quests this man has. It is truly astonishing. But can you just give us like a brief overview, like who are you?
Okay, I'm Fermin. I'm 25 years old. I'm from Argentina. I'm majoring in finance at school. I'm also an athlete. I play wheelchair basketball since I was 19 that I had my accident. And yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Very cool. So we're going to start with wheelchair basketball because obviously it's a big part of you as being an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you get into the sport of wheelchair basketball back in Argentina?
Okay, so I had an accident, a spinal cord injury. I was traveling with a friend of mine since I was a kid. And in New Zealand, we traveled like for 6 months, and then we start another job. And I had my accident over there, and I was 3 months doing rehab there. And then when I go back to Argentina in 2019, I start wheelchair basketball there. First, I start like in a kind of place for beginners, like to see the sports, like just for fun. And then I started to take it more seriously. And that year in June, they called me for the first time, like for the national team and stuff. And then I start to take it like much more seriously and train much more.
What did it feel like when you were called for the national team? That's just amazing.
Yeah, it was really something for me. I mean, it's a big thing. Representing your country in a sport, like it's for me, it's like a dream. I don't know. But that time anyway was like a camp for like not for the seniors team, like more than for juniors, or I don't know how to say it. But then like since that camp, they start me to call to all the camps, and then I start to get like more introduced in the seniors team. And the pandemic was in 2020, so that year was complicated. In 2021 we start to come back again with the tournaments and stuff, and in December I played my first tournament.
Very cool. What is the training regimen like for Team Argentina?
Well, usually a lot of players are playing outside of Argentina, because in Argentina it's not like professional wheelchair basketball.
Yeah.
And so usually we can get together in the winter. It's summer here, but it's winter over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our summer is your winter, and vice versa. But yeah, in that time in summer here is the time when all the players can get together in Argentina, and we can do the camps and stuff, and we train with the seniors team. And it's not like easy whatever, like as any sport camp. Like we start in the camps. We start in the morning very early.
Yeah.
We train 2 or 3 times, depends of the day, in the entire day. Depends of how is the planification. Like we have depends like tactical shooting sessions or whatever thing we are doing, and also for what we are preparing the team for.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like that.
Yeah, very cool. So obviously you got on the national team and then you decided to come to SMSU. Is that right? That's the timeline?
Yeah.
So how did SMSU even, like, small town Minnesota, Argentina, like, just explain that whole process to us.
Well, I think after my second tournament, the America's Cup, that we lose the final against USA for 3 points.
Oh.
Yeah. After that tournament, I get in contact with Derek, the coach of wheelchair basketball. She offered me this idea of coming here with a partial scholarship to, continue my studies. I was studying bioengineering in Argentina, but I couldn't with all this training and stuff. I couldn't continue as I wanted with my studies, and I was not doing good because the university was in one place and where I trained was in another place. So it was 1 hour and a half between them. If you train every day for the national teams and stuff, you lose a lot of time. So, and our universities in Argentina is different from here, at least, and SMSU. There in bioengineering, we had a lot of hours at school. You have to be at school pretty much every day, the entire day. So I couldn't do it. I couldn't sustain both things. So I wanted to continue my studies and finish my studies, and there is where I decided to came here because here is much easier to as you have everything on the same place in the university, you can train and also continue my studies.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Is it different, transitioning from back home and then come into here? Is that a big change to you?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it is. Of course, as you know, probably the culture is a big thing. We have a different culture and we have different ways of living. I don't know. But it was pretty. When I came here, I was a big cultural shock for me, and also the winter because I never lived in a place with this much of snow. For the wheelchair doesn't like it too much.
No.
But I mean, with support and the team and the things of basketball and school and the coaches and your teammates, everything gets it's easier to handle that cultural difference.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like you've talked, obviously being an athlete is a lot. You're a student. It's a lot just doing that here, but you're still connected to Argentina through your entrepreneurship. So we'll kind of get more into that now. The first thing I want to talk about is the accessible wheelchair taxi, right?
Yeah.
That you're a part of. What is your role and how did that come into your life?
So that company was not only a taxi, so it was we were developing a company with 5 units of businesses that had advice, personal advice, lawyer advice.
Yeah.
Also, this kind of taxi that is vehicles for transportation for in Argentina. The accessibility is not as good as here. Is in that terms of accessibility in everything, in the universities, in the cities and everything. We don't have a lot of vehicles adapted, for example, that you can
Yeah.
go with your wheelchair and you have a ramp to go inside the vehicle and stuff. It's everything, more, it's harder. So based on that, like we try to develop something that was like more friendly with the wheelchair users in Argentina. Something that also not only gives you the transportation, but also give you advice, like personal advices, um, um, things like that you have to deal daily in Argentina, being in a wheelchair, like I don't know, with the health insurance or with the um, recommendations, because it's very specific for the wheelchair, like things that is better, it's more convenient for you, the type of wheelchair and stuff. So we were developing this company. Now stopped a little bit because I'm here. So we, like, they continue and the team get a little bit divided. Was a team of 5 people. It was two lawyers, one accountant, one me, and another guy that was a PE student. Was not a student, like was completed already. But yeah, this business was really something, an innovative idea for Argentina, because we don't have that. Like, we don't have a space where the people in wheelchairs can go and, have this, for example, map of adaptive services in town, or transportation, or someone that can recommend me which wheelchair is better for you, or that kind of stuff. So that is a little bit of...
Yeah. How long after your accident did you get this going, and how did you assemble this team? How did you go about starting your idea?
Well, there's one of the team members is like an old friend of my father, that is a big entrepreneur guy that made a lot of companies in Argentina, and likes to start businesses. And he contacted me because I was like, so I was like a kind of a referent for them, because I was I had this accident and I was in a wheelchair, and I did this TEDx, and I was member of the national team too. So it was a big part of. They thought that was a big piece for start something, and we get together with the other with his is the husband of her daughter. I don't know how to
All
say
connected, all connected, yeah.
So so we get together, we start to this other guy have a son that is in a wheelchair too. He's young anyway, but with him we started to he already started before me with this friend of my father, but then I joined the team, and we started to amplify this unit of businesses. They were going to do only 2 or 3 things, like for the company, and we add this, this part also of recreation and sports, and this personal advice and lawyers advice. So yeah, that was how everything started.
How long ago did you start doing this?
we are in 2024, December of 2022.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So just a few years.
Yeah, a few years. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot to be said about being a teammate. So obviously you're a teammate on the court, and I feel like you're a teammate in your business. What can you say helps you be a teammate on both sides, or what is different versus being a teammate for your business or being a teammate for wheelchair basketball?
I think just with being yourself and being a good person, thinking, be respectful with others, and also having this common goal that we want to do good in what we do and we want to work hard for that. I think it's the best way to have the same ideas and be just a good teammate, because if we have the same passion, if we work everyone together for the same goals, like I think is the way to be the best teammate that I can be.
Absolutely. So now that we've touched on wheelchair basketball player, part of this big company that is making huge innovations in Argentina, I also have found out that you do products for dental offices.
Yeah, I don't do products, but I have a business with my father and another dentist. Both of my parents are dentists, and we start. So it's like a image center, I don't know.
Just
what is
X-rays.
Yeah.
X-ray.
Yeah.
So it's a machine that takes like the images of the tomographic. I don't know if that is the right word to say in English. That is the X-rays for the mouth.
Yeah.
That you can take several type of images, like one side, like a complete one in 3D and all that stuff. And that is the technical part that I don't know. The dentists take their part on that. But we put an employer, like, because this business was in a city that is right next to my city. It's a smaller city, so they didn't have any machinery of this type in the city, and was like we did a study, and was like 55 dentists in the area that didn't have this type of. So they were traveling to Paraná, that is my city, to do these images. So was a good market, to put a machine like that. So we put a technical radiologist. I don't know if that is the right word again, but to take the images, and we do the administration of everything. Of course, we set up like the local, like the center, like, because when you have images for X-ray, you have to, in the walls, you have to put certain specifications that you have to add and stuff.
Of course, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to maintain them regularly, or do you have other people like servicemen come out and maintain them?
You mean the machine?
Yeah, on the machine.
Yeah, like the group, the company that sells you the machine, like they do the maintenance. Like they check the thing. If something breaks, like you can call them and they have their technical support, like for help you if something happens, or but doesn't require like maintenance like daily, for example.
Yeah.
It's just because they are images, like X-ray.
Just whenever they break.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you've touched on so many subjects, and we've definitely really emphasized that. And so you talked about how you were an engineering student back in Argentina. Yep. And now you're doing finance. So how did you come to this this decision to major in that instead? Obviously, it must help with all your businesses you're a part of.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I couldn't like in SMSU. There's no bioengineering, so I couldn't like transfer from bioengineering to bioengineering. And then I always liked, the entrepreneur thing and entrepreneurship, and uh, I think was a really good thing for me to have this knowledge in businesses and finance and stuff. So I thought that was a good thing for me, and it's something that I like I don't mind doing, and yeah, I think was a really good option, and I really like it now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
So one of my questions, I wanted this to kind of be a harder one, make you think a little bit. So we've talked about, again, all these things you do, and you're still keeping that balance here, right? So what do you more identify as? Do you identify as more of an athlete or as an entrepreneur? Or do you think that they are together? How do you approach this kind of question?
I think both. I would
Okay.
say both. Yeah,
Taking the easy way out.
yeah. I think the athlete side is like more of my passion, and the thing that I do, like I really like to do every day, and the thing that I wake up really early in the mornings. Landon can tell you.
Oh yeah.
Every day for be better every day, and so it's my it's really a good a thing that I love. And the finance part is more like the responsibility part that you have to take care of, and is the part that is also part of me, and is something that I really enjoy doing it. I'm still learning a lot of things, and it's nice when you do something and some that works.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really also satisfying, like for yourself, like when you start something in business and works. So I will say both.
Okay, yeah. So we have people listening and then we have people watching this as well. So some of our listeners might not be able to see your facial expressions, but you can just, all of us here can tell how passionate you are and how much joy all this brings you. Can you just touch more on how you can find joy every day and how you look for joy in everything you do?
I think is the first of all, I find joy like doing what you like. I think any person, if they are doing what they like, is something that you motivates you and gives you energy every day to get up and do the things that you have to do. So as I do the things that I do the things that I like, so I think I find the joy in that. And but yeah, I don't know. I just I try to do the things all the time that I like. I also really like to traveling, so I, kind of balance my life between sport, business, and school, and doing everything that you like is the way to find your the happiness in your life. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Can you go a little bit more into depth, like on how you manage all your different businesses plus school plus basketball? That's quite a workload.
Yeah.
You're already gearing up for this
Yeah.
question. Yeah.
Yeah, no. You know, you just do the things, You have to be ready every day and be motivated to do what you gotta do. Sometimes you are more motivated and you have more motivation, you have more energy, and everything works perfect. But there is also other days, like any person, like you, have to handle a lot of things, and it's stressful and it's a lot of work. But again, I try to enjoy the things that I do. I try to find the balance between all the things, like doing the work, but also, if you like enjoy the things that you do. Also hang out with your friends, do the other things that takes you away from all the responsibilities that you have. Is the way that that I handle all the things that I have to do.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously you aren't going to be here forever. Time keeps going by. Keep being committed to your sport, your businesses. What do the next few years look like, 5 to 10 years ahead of you?
Hopefully I will be graduate.
Yep, that's a first step.
And then I think I will continue my studies probably in Europe or something like that. That is my goal. Go to play because in Europe wheelchair basketball is professional. So the goal is to go there to continue my studies probably and play professional.
If you had to give advice to someone who's starting entrepreneurship, what advice would you give them?
I will say to have passion in the things that they do. Like, I think that whatever you like to do in your life or whatever you start, if you do it with if you believe in what you do and it's the things that you like, and if you do it with passion, you will have hard moments, of course, but if you're confident in what you want to do and what you want to start or you want to create or what you want, in my personal experience, like for the wheelchair people in Argentina, wheelchair users, with that passion, finding that passion can help you a lot to go through any obstacles that you can have for doing what you
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like all this just contributes to your legacy and how you'll be remembered. What kind of, like, wrapping up this interview, how do you want to be remembered?
I will be here for a couple
Yes.
of time still.
No, absolutely.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really know. I just try to do my best in everything. So in everything that I do. So I want to be remembered as a good person, a good teammate, and a person that have a passion and do the things that needs to be done to, be better every day.
If you have a piece of advice to give to any student that either wants to take on, join a club, take on leadership roles, or even start their own club, what would it be?
It's all about opportunities and making sure that you are meeting what you want to do and not just like what other people demand of you. You got to make sure that you are evaluating what is important to you as well.